Hi everyone, it's me, Maria. Our topic for today is about the difference between safety hazard and safety risk. What are hazards? A hazard is any source of potential damage, harm, or adverse health effects on something or someone. What are risks? Risks are described as the probability or likelihood of developing a disease or getting injured, whereas hazards refers to the agent responsible. There are seven common workplace hazards. Those are safety hazards, biological hazards, physical, economic, chemical, work organization, environmental hazards. Let's go to safety hazards. Safety hazards are number one on the list of six types of workplace hazards. These hazards play an effect on employees who work directly with machinery or in construction sites. Safety hazards are unsafe working conditions that can cause injury, illness, and death. They include the following: 1. Anything that can cause spills or trips, such as cords running across the floor or ice. 2. Unguarded and moving machinery that a worker can accidentally touch. 3rd, confined spaces. 4th, electrical hazards like frayed cords, missing ground pins, and improper wiring. Next is biological hazards. The definition of biological hazards, commonly known as biohazards, can be any biological substances that could cause harm to humans. Biological hazards include exposures to harm or disease from working with animals, people, or infections plant. Workplaces with these kinds of safety hazards include, but not limited to, work in schools, daycare facilities, colleges, in universities, hospitals, laboratories, emergency response, nursing homes, or various other occupations. Type of things that you may be exposed to for biological hazards. For example, blood and other body fluids, bacteria and viruses, insect bites, animal and bird droppings. Uh, these are the examples of biohazards. Next, let's go to physical hazards. Of all the hazards in your workplace, physical hazards might be the least obvious. Despite their name, physical hazards are always something that you can see or touch. Physical hazards affect workers in extreme weather conditions or harmful working environments. Workers are exposed outside in the sun for a prolonged period of time can suffer physical hazards, which can cause long-term effects. Physical hazards can be any factors within the environmental that can harm the body without necessity touching it. Physical hazards include the following: 1. Radiation, including ionizing or non ionizing, such as microwaves, radio waves, and other materials. 2. High exposure to sunlight, UV rays. Third, gases under pressure. Fourth, constant loud noise. Let's go to the ergonomic hazards. Ergonomic safety hazards occur when the type of work, body positions, and working conditions put a strain on your body. Ergonomic hazards include improperly adjusted workstations and chairs, frequently lifting, having to use too much force, especially if you have to do it. Lastly, excessive vibration. These are the examples of ergonomic hazards. Let's go to chemical hazards. Chemical hazards are present when a worker is exposed to any chemical preparation in the workplace in any form of solid, liquid, or gas. Some are safer than others, but to some workers who are more sensitive to chemicals, it depends. Even common solutions can cause illness, skin irritation, or breathing. Chemical hazards can be present in the following. Number one, liquids like cleaning products, paints, acids, solvents, particularly if hazardous products are in a labeled container. B, foreign fumes that come from welding or exposure to solvents, gases like acetylene, propane, carbon monoxide, helium, and H2S gases. Oh, last, pesticides. So those are the examples of chemical hazards. Now, let's go to organization hazard, or shall we say hazards that can affect our mental health. Safety hazards are stressors that can cause stress, even if short-term effects and strain or long-term effects. Examples include the following: workload demands, workplace violence, respect or lack thereof, and sexual harassment. Last, environmental hazards. Environmental hazards, which are constantly changing with increasingly unpredictable and extreme weather and climate. The bad news is that they're mostly out of control. But the good news is weather challenges and hazards are somewhat predictable with a change in seasons and advances in meteorology. The examples are the following: extreme temperatures or dangerous heat and cold, extreme precipitation, rain or snow, dangerous levels of noise, and pollution, air, and chemical. That's all for today's tutorial. Thank you for watching. Be safe.